Today, the government of the United States just signed the Juneteenth day as a federal holiday. Juneteenth is a holiday that was not acknowledged by the federal government that African Americans across this country celebrated, due to the fact that it represented the Union soldiers marching in to Galveston, Texas, and letting the enslaved people in Texas know that they were free. This took place 2 years after they were already free by the Emancipation Proclamation that Lincoln had signed in 1963. With that said, it's a symbol of freedom observed by African Americans throughout the United States, even though there were still some states that were still enslaving people, and that was the state of Delaware in the north. In addition to that, there may have been even more. But Juneteenth really represents the Union soldiers going into Galveston, Texas. But I digress. Without it ever being a federal holiday, African Americans have observed and celebrated Juneteenth as our Freedom Day from slavery. Now it has become a federal holiday that everyone can enjoy and observe. I won't say that it's symbolism, but it really doesn't get to the issues that African Americans continue to face. We continue to face oppression and racism in this country day in and day out, from police brutality to everything in between. In addition to this, it wasn't until 2013 that Mississippi removed slavery being legal from its books in 2013. That just tells you how much this country has held on to racism. With that said, we have an enhanced hate crime bill for a particular group of people called Asian Americans, but we do not yet have an anti-lynching law. Why is lynching law so important? Lynching was the hallmark symbol towards African Americans when white people sought justice against us during slavery and after slavery. Lynching is the hallmark symbol of you better stay in your place, or you better do what you're told, or we told you that if you get out of line, something would happen to you. So to not have a symbol law for lynching, anti-lynching, but yet we get a holiday, okay, whatever. I have nothing against the holiday, but I do have a lot against not taking the issues of African Americans very seriously. And that brings me to another issue. While this has now become Juneteenth a holiday, that's one step towards recognition. But there's something much bigger than that, and that's called reparations. Cut the damn check. African Americans are owed. We were owed and promised, in fact, 40 acres and a mule years ago. Years ago. Owed and promised 40 acres and a mule. 40 acres and a mule. But yet, today, the wealth gap between African Americans and our white counterparts gets wider and wider every 10 years, if you will. The police brutality continues. There's no anti-lynching law yet on the books. And we still had states like Mississippi, the state of Mississippi holding on to slavery being legal until 2013. So clearly, there's a problem. The gesture is nice to have and recognize Juneteenth as a holiday, but I think I can speak for many African Americans when I simply say, cut the check.